This is Millie Bailey, and you've just been given the update.
Okay, we are back with Millie Bailey. Let's get back into this interview.
Yes.
You keep talking about the WLC, and a lot of stuff relates to WLC, and I can understand why you're talking about it because that's your district that you would be in, and it's going to be in your district. So, and you are a former Highland Fairview employee,
Yes.
and I'm going to, from now on, say former Highland Fairview employee because you are no longer with Highland Fairview. You're running as an independent. So, those of you out there, she is a former employee.
Yes. Former.
Now, one of the things that I've been talking about, and me and you have talked about as adversaries, is what we're going to do with all these trucks. 14,000 trucks. I don't care how you sum it up. Just from the WLC alone, that's 14,000 additional trucks to the trucks we already have. Now, I'm just a country boy from Edgemont, and if it has a tailpipe, it emits pollution. And a lot of people that I've talked to, your age and under, when I ask them, I said, well, are you going to be here in 25 years when this thing is built? They all tell me, no, I'm not going to be here, or I don't know. Now, I'm going to tell you as somebody, I'm going to be here. So 14,000 additional trucks in Moreno Valley per day. We do not have the fueling capacity, anything of that nature. And people say, well, it'll go down to Ontario. No truck driver wants to have to go all the way to Ontario to get service. Now, even if they could go down to Ontario, let's just be real. Ontario is not equipped to handle the influx of that many trucks coming into the pipeline. Yes. So eventually something's going to be built. So what do you, as a candidate and as a resident plan to do? A truck's already going crazy around the city. What do you plan to do about it?
That's why my idling initiative is going to implement over in the zoned area where it's supposed to be, or we were going to get a truck stop to help with that solution, because we don't need them idling on the streets by the kids' schools and things like that, because that's already a problem. So we need a place for them to go. And they're getting a lot of tickets. So when we're getting money from the truck drivers, because we're ticketing them like crazy. So that's why we need a place for them to go and legally be there. Mm-hmm. That's why we need the residents and the councilmen to work together to actually help make this WLC thing work. Before it's built, we need to get this truck stop done, because you can't have one done, the WLC completed, without the truck stop. That's just backwards.
Right, absolutely.
So we need to get it where it's zoned, which is off of the frontage way, over there, away from residential areas, and get a truck stop to help generate revenue also before the WLC is here, because that helps get the jobs also.
Right, it'll promote jobs. Now, it's funny that you say in frontage way. That happens to be in Edgemont.
Yes, it is zoned for it.
Yes, and unfortunately, that's where it was zoned. So, of course, when I was here, it wasn't zoned for that, but that's the way it is. But exactly correct. So basically, we want to take and get ahead of this. If this is going to happen,
we need to make it work.
We got to make this truck thing work and address the trucks first.
Yes.
Now, let's go to this. It's a very hard question, whatever it is. We have people on the council right now that are spending a lot of money in studies, and they're going to study this and they're going to study that. I mean, a lot of money is being spent. And recently in the newspaper, $4 million was given to the Rancho Balago development for low-income housing.
Yes.
Now, don't get me wrong. I know low income. When I hear low income, it's anyway.
It generates money.
Right. It generates money like that. $4 million. Now, what I want to ask you is this: why is it that we have $4 million to give a developer to bring low-end housing, but we have no money to help our police budget, our youth center, our senior center, the people in Edgemont in the Box Springs, give them a loan thing? And I know people are going to say, oh, it's a technical thing. We're not talking about technical. We're talking about just common sense stuff.
Reality is what you're talking about.
We don't have money to pay our crossing guards that we've been doing since forever, but we can come up with $4 million. What is your take on that recently?
I definitely agree with giving those who can't afford a better opportunity, but I don't like the low income. I prefer to say affordable housing. Those who, like my position, I'm in the affordable range, not the low income, so they can't support or help me do anything, which is unfair. They should help the affordable also, not just the low income. They need to redo that whole
thing.
right, because that's crazy.
But do you see what I'm saying? Here we are as a taxpayer, and we give $4 million to a developer. And I don't see the return in the city. It's like we give Ito all this money, and we don't see a return. And I know you're probably saying, why is this guy bashing Highland Fairview and Ito? I'm not here for that. I'm sorry I have to do that, because this is the problem in the city. And a lot of people are seeing it, and people like me are exposing this stuff. So I'll give you another example with that $4 million. If we got $4 million to give to a developer, why don't we have $4 million to give to the homeless?
I definitely agree with that, because I'm very, very active with the homeless. They can't even qualify for the low income range, so it doesn't make sense. We're giving them money to build for people we don't even know who's coming.
Okay.
And the range is just, I just don't understand why they won't help the homeless or the schools or the youth or the seniors. We need better leadership. That's what it is.
Better leadership.
The leadership. Their ideas are not going anywhere. Their city is staying in the same place. We need new initiatives, new ideas, new perspectives, because they're not seeing it. What's going on?
We're not seeing the big picture, because
Not at all.
when we're not seeing in the same place, actually we're getting lower and lower on that list of the poorest cities.
And we're getting more population
Exactly.
with no
So,
revenue.
so do you see where I'm coming from? So here I am doing this show, and I thank you again for coming on the show. I mean, this is a great boost for me. But $4 million to do this, $100,000 to do a study. You know, we're spending all this money, but we're not spending any money on the residents. On the right projects.
That's the thing. But we got to care for the residents. It's we, not I. But right now it's I, not we. So we have to fix that.
We have to fix that. So when you get on the council, that's what you plan to do.
That's what I plan, is to care for the residents, get their issues taken care of, not these other minor things.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because that brings up a good question. We have a lot of candidates, some of them are Johnny-come-latelys, that are running for mayor. You've got some that I've been in office for 30 years and I've been doing this or whatever. You've got all these people, and I'm very sure you heard Victoria Baca is going to come back for her seat. What is your take on candidates or people who get elected and then they think it's a photo op?
I disagree with them completely. It's disappointing when you get elected and you just do it for the position, for the fame, or for the money, not for the people. And that's the problem. People are getting it done. They're getting elected, but not to help people. They're getting it just to help themselves.
Okay.
And we have to fix that. We need better leadership.
Right. So when you get in there, what's going to be the difference between you and, let's say, a Victoria Baca who is, I did for the city, and look at me, I'm over here, and some other candidates that are like, look, I'm over here, but they're not getting any projects done, or they're not really. Better question. Totally better question.
Okay.
We have people that are elected to do a certain job. So let's say me, an example. I'm going to use myself because I don't want to. People get butthurt when you put them on blast. I'm an anti-WLC person. So I'm going to go up there and I'm going to say, if it's WLC, no. If a person is elected to do a certain job and they get up there and they don't do that job, what's going to be different when you get up there? I mean, you're saying that, oh, I'm not WLC, but I'm just saying, what's going to make you different than anybody else that keeps running?
What makes me different is I'm a real person. I'm a resident. I care for the people because I grew up here. I was pretty much raised here. So I want to fix my city to where it should be. The people who are on our council now, they're great people, but they're not good getting the job done. They're not caring for the actual residents. I care for the people because that's what the city's supposed to be about, the people.
People, right, exactly.
And it's turned into something that's just...
Well, I just think a lot of people have a problem with, well, they get their friend elected, they've been here for 30 years, they get their friend elected, and then, when that friend is exposed, or, somebody says, well, you're not doing a good job, or you're not doing what you're supposed to, that friend rushes to defend them. And, and I know as a Highland Fairview person, you guys troll my page. I already know you guys do that. That's nothing new. And, oh, what Donovan says is a lie. What Donovan says is true, even though I put documents out. And I always tell people, go to mvgordy.com or Wake Up Mobile on Facebook or Moreno Valley Residents for Sustained Development. And these are good pages to get some information. And you expose these people or you say something and then they jump on you like, oh, how dare you attack that person because they're a friend. And there's a person who's running for mayor. She's a Johnny-come-lately, as I call it. I'm very sure you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
You were in the WLC Wars.
Yes.
I was in the WLC Wars.
Yes.
This person wants to run for mayor. How do you feel about people who were not in the trenches? Not saying that they can't run, because as a veteran, I'm going to tell you, everybody can run, whatever the deal is. But personally, how do you feel about a person who just says, everything's done now, I'm here, vote for me? How do you feel about that?
I don't want to say I don't like those people, but I do not like their tactics. I want someone who actually cares for the residents, not someone who just came up. I want somebody who knows what's going on. You can't just pop in and say, I want to run and help the city, but you don't know what needs to be helped because you weren't involved. We need to get those who are actually involved and care for the people and actually care for the city elected.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that answer. Mayor Gutierrez, Liar Gutierrez is running for mayor now. Have you been following his page? This guy has said he is responsible for the Hire Mobile program. He is responsible for the City Light program, which we've already debunked as lies. The guy that started the Hire Mobile program, his name is Daryl Terrell, and he's been talking about that since 2008.
Yeah.
Now, this guy is our mayor,
Really going
and he's supposedly a teacher and all this other stuff. Now, he's been debunked as a liar now. What is your feeling about politicians who take claim for things that they didn't do?
I definitely disagree with that because you can't take credit from someone else, especially if they're a resident and they're getting their job done and you're elected. You have a position, so you're just going to take the spotlight. That doesn't make any sense.
Whoa, what does that sound like? She said you get elected and then you try to take a resident's idea, which is okay to champion. You try to take that resident's idea. Who does that sound like? Thank you for bringing that up. But yet, when you bring these things out, have you noticed that when you bring these things out, they attack you? Like, now, it's one thing if I'm telling lies. Now, what did I always tell people? Do your homework, correct?
And I definitely go on to MV Gordy and I look up stuff and I go onto the city's website. I do my own research. Make sure you do your own research because things are hidden and you need to make it transparent.
Okay, great. Real quick, what's your favorite color?
Pink.
What's your favorite TV show?
Ooh. Let's see. Living Color.
Living Color. Can I ask you, what do you do in your free time?
My free time, I take care of my parents.
Okay. Are you, and I don't need to be personal, but people need to know this. Are you married, single?
I'm single, but
Single.
I can't have anyone involved right now. I'm doing stuff for the city, so I don't have time for that.
Yes, it's a very all-encompassing job, trust me, and you are going to shake a lot of trees, and people are going to come at you in different ways, and maybe even your former employer. So I'm going to warn you about that. But that's politics. This is how it is. You don't take anything personal, but I can give you some advice. Are you a member of a church?
I go to Cathedral of Praise.
Cathedral of Praise.
Yes.
Doesn't Johnny come lately go to that church?
Yes, I do go to church with her.
Okay, great. You guys are cool. Everything's good there. That's good.
We're cordial, yes.
Okay, great. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Now, this is your time.
Okay.
This is the Millie Bailey time that you want to say about your candidacy. This is your time.
Well, I want the people to know that I am hands-on, and when elected, I will take care of your needs. I am very active with the community, and I want you guys to come to me with your problems and your concerns and your questions. I want to help. I want to make the city thrive again, and I want to get the youth activated. I want to galvanize the youth and make sure they're involved with the city. I want to make sure everyone is happy. I want to make the city thrive with unification. That's what I want. And when selected, I will, because it's we, not I.
Okay, great. Now, here's my one final question, and it's unfortunate that we always do this as people, but as you know, I'm a veteran, stationed at March twice, and we sometimes, as veterans, we get left behind, and we are forgotten. Can I ask you, as a veteran, and we have a lot of veterans in this area, what is your plan for veterans, and do you have a connection to the military at all?
My dad is Marine, and my uncle is also served.
Okay.
So I have a Veterans Assistance Program initiative that I want to get involved with. It's called VAP, Veterans Assistance Program. It's to help the veterans that are left behind. We want to make sure that no one's left behind. That's my goal, because I love what you guys have done for us. You guys put your lives on the line for us, so we need to help the veterans.
Okay, great. Now, again, you're always welcome. You have any questions with that, I'm willing to help you when it comes to veteran issues. For a lot of people that don't know that, and a lot of people don't know this, if you are a veteran that was honorably discharged in California, your tuition assistance for your children, it's a state program, is free. All you have to do is go down to the vet rep office and sign that paperwork, and your children can go to any state college, and it's free. It has nothing to do with the VA. This is a state program that goes through the VA, so that's another good program. But I'm a big veterans advocate.
Yes.
I will work with anybody when it comes to veterans issues, and I look forward to working with Miss Bailey on anything. Like you said,
Thank you very much.
yes, I met her father, a really great man. He's a Marine. They're killers, and I'm not afraid to say that. They're killers, trust me. So a great guy, and you got a lot of people in this area that have served, and we keep forgetting about them, and I think that's important that we bring that up. But Millie Bailey, I want to thank you for coming on the show. You are welcome to come on this show anytime.
Thank you.
You have any questions, comments, or concerns, I would say go to mvgordy.com.
Yes.
I will be trolling your page to make sure and keeping you honest. And where can we find your page?
You can go on my Facebook page, which is Mildred Millie Bailey, District Council 3.
Council 3. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of long, but we're going to make it a little shorter. We're going to stay tuned for the website. Okay. And it's going to be fully detailed with all my information.
So basically you're saying, if we want an update on Millie Bailey, you're going to let News from Edgemont know about it, and we're going to post it.
You're going to be the first to know.
Awesome.
And also visit MV Gordy, get all your research done. Make sure you do your homework. Especially look up my background, look me up. I would love for you guys to just look into your research, please.
Okay, great. Well, that's the interview. Again, thank you for coming out. I want to. This girl's awesome. She's running in District 3. Check her out. Check her platform.
Yes.
I mean, I know there's a lot. This is going to be a very pivotal election, and we need to vet these candidates. And this is the very first candidate that's come on my show. And even though I can't vote for you, I wish you luck.
Thank you.
And I look forward to working with you on the animal shelter, the vet program, and anything else that I can. But, however, if by chance you do not win, are we going to see you, or is that the end of Millie Bailey?
No, you'll definitely still see me. I'm going to make sure, if I don't win, I'm going to make sure my representative does what they're supposed to do. Just like you've been active, I'm going to be active also. Make sure everything gets done.
Awesome. Mildred Millie Bailey, District 3 candidate. You've seen it. This is it. News from Edgemont. I'm Donovan. This is Millie. We're out.
You just got the update.
Got the update.
That was nice.